Test, test, test. All right, we got a little bit of audio, but give me a sec. I gotta get the mic isn't working. Welcome back. Welcome back to my broken streams. This is what happens when you let stuff sit for a while. Yeah, it's coming through the AirPods, not the mic. So let me just give me a moment. Uno momento, por favor. Let's figure out what's going on. If we can't figure it out, then we'll just rock with the AirPods. It's picking it up. There we go. We got action. We got action. All right. There we go. Wouldn't be one of my live streams if everything didn't break. Am I right? Happy 2025, ladies and gentlemen. We made it. We're here. Beautiful. This is the bull market, 2025 bull market. A lot of naysayers out there, but hey, you know, it's beginning of the year. This is what happens when we get to the beginning of the year. A lot of, you know, the hedge funds and the portfolio managers, they need to reallocate and reweight their portfolios. So there's always a little bit of turmoil and lack of demand at the end of the year and at the beginning of the year. A lot of people get just wondering, is this it? Are we done? Was that the pump? Was 2024 it? Is 2025 the beginning of the bear market? We'll get into all of that and more. Let's just see what the chat is up to here. What is going on? BitRens, good morning. Habdai Faxendike, yo. Mexi, yo. It's been a minute, that's for sure, yeah. I was wanting to do a few live streams over the holidays, but it was such a short trip. Took a really, really short trip down to back to Canada to visit friends and family for Christmas. I hope you all had a good time over the holidays. And yeah, I wanted to get stuff in, but it was way too short of a trip. I barely got over jet lag before coming back over to Bali. Now I'm having to deal with jet lag all over again. Yeah. All right. You are free. Do as we tell you. That's a cool handle there. Welcome in. All right, let's get into it. So we'll start things off taking a look at Bitcoin here.
Just a quick reminder, this content is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a financial advisor, and trading or investing in cryptocurrency comes with risks. Always do your own research and consult with a professional if needed. Any use of trading bots or strategies should be tested and fully understood before implementation. Stay smart, stay safe, and trade responsibly. Let's get into the charts.
Can you tell we're out of practice? Jeez Louise. So what was going on is my vertical stream that I streamed to Twitter and YouTube Shorts was crashing my stream. So every time I tried to go live vertical, it kept crashing the stream. Don't know why. We'll get into that at a later date when we're not trying to go live. So we just got the horizontal. So welcome in. Let's take a look at Bitcoin here on the daily. So this structure is a tricky structure. This is a bearish structure. Let's actually hide alpha numerics for just a moment. And let's kind of look at this from a naked chart perspective. If I know how to do it. If I know how to do trading view anymore. Basically, you know, this is kind of a top formation. Now, overall, I'm really bullish. Now, anytime I see a bearish pattern, usually what that means is there's just a lot of supply happening at that level. So it's up to you how nitty gritty and granular you want to get with seeing a bearish pattern. The macro cycle is not complete. We're still bullish overall on the cycle. My price targets for this cycle are much higher than 100K. 100K is what we should have got last cycle that we got cut short on. This cycle is not ending at 100K. This cycle is ending well and above $250,000. But that doesn't mean that people don't sell. And 100K is a psychological level. It's a level where you're going to encounter a lot of supply. That supply area occurred at an end of year. So you see a lack of demand end of year. A lot of people are on holidays. The hedge funds are on holidays. And then in the new year, you have to go through the approval process of reallocations of the portfolio. There's a lot of things that usually have to happen. And you don't really see volume coming back to the market till around the 15th. So that's going to be the same here. We're probably not going to see much happen till the 15th. But we have this bearish structure to deal with in the meantime. So, you know, for the triangle people out there, we kind of have this diamond formation. And a diamond is just, to me, it's an indecision. It's like, where are we going? Are we going up? Are we going down? You have the conclusion of an uptrend. You have the beginning, you have the conclusion of an uptrend, the beginning of a downtrend. You also have the beginning of an uptrend and the conclusion of an uptrend. So it's an indecisive area. And this makes sense because we're at a point where a lot of people are willing to sell and there's not a lot of demand in the market. So just because you see something that's quote unquote bearish doesn't mean that we're overall bearish on the cycle. It just means that people are selling, and people sell all the time. People sell in the bear markets, people sell in the bull markets, people sell all over the place. You know, just because they're selling in a bull market doesn't mean that we're going to, you know, conclude the bull market. In my opinion, we have much higher targets to go. So that's kind of the current situation. We had this break above, we got to a high of $108,000, and we got a nice little correction down here. That correction was worth about 14%, scared the shit out of pretty much everybody. We got a lot of paper hands out there that are not convicted to their positions. They're buying Bitcoin purely for speculative reasons, and their conviction is way too low to be trading something so volatile. But anyways, let's actually get back our original. There we go. So the area that we're looking, the area of interest right now is this support/resistance flip. It was resistance here. We got through it. It became support very briefly, kind of broke through it. So not the strongest support. We broke through it again here. It became resistance again, and it's currently resistance again. This is happening just above the October close. No, sorry, the November close. It's no longer the monthly close. It's the November close, which has been an area of interest. You usually see the bulls kind of showing up, at least in this consolidation. The bulls were showing up around that monthly close, that November close. So we're trapped below resistance currently. So the assumption is if we can't get above this level, that we're going to have a retracement. We'll have a retrace back down to either the monthly, or we can go as low. Let's take a look at the support ranges. I'd say this is kind of a valid support right here. So somewhere around the 90, let's do the psychological. We'll flip this down here to like the low 90s areas for the bulls to show back up. So that's the support and resistance situation that we're currently sitting at right now. Now let's take a look at some of the moving averages on the alphanumerics indicator. Let's just bring this out a little bit so that they match. For anybody curious as to what I do in these types of situations, nothing. Me, I'm highly convicted to the price appreciation of Bitcoin. I don't think I could be any more convicted. I'm convicted to a fault. I'm a pure fucking Bitcoiner that chooses Bitcoin as his currency. So to me, this cycle is not over, because the conclusion of every cycle has a few characteristics to it. But the most notable characteristic is euphoria. We didn't have euphoria here. We had excitement, but we did not have euphoria. You didn't have your mom calling you asking how to buy Bitcoin. You didn't have Aunt Betty trying to get Bitcoin. You didn't have your cab driver trying to tell you to invest in shit coins. None of that happened. So from a sentiment point of view, we're not quite there yet. And from a time-based point of view, we're not quite there yet. We're probably going to see a top in the year 2025. And that's where most of the debate can really take shape. That's where we can really kind of talk. So let's take a look at prior times that we've seen this kind of formation, where you have a peak, a sharp retracement back under a resistance, and then what happens after that point. So we have several of these. We had one right here. The result was continuation. We had one. I guess you could say this one right here was kind of similar. Bearish divergence. Didn't really, it kind of collapsed. You had this crash back down here. It had a recovery, then a retrace, and then continuation. If I was to guess, we're probably looking at something like this. This happened, oh, look at that. It's basically the same. So 4 years ago, it really started taking off on this structure up here. So, similar sort of time frame. This happened in December. We're looking at it in January. It happened again back here in 2017. You see this structure all the time, where you get, the buying, the demand gets exhausted, you get a retrace, and then a continuation of the rally. As a quick reminder, for those who haven't been trading this market for a very long time, this happens all the time. This happens all the time. This is not new. This is not special. This is, we get these types of moves quite often. And they result in large retraces. This retrace was 40% down. We got another one right here. This one was actually 40% down. We got another one right here, where you get these sharp retracements. This one was 30% down, and they happen all the time in a bull market. We haven't seen retracements that deep this cycle, so it's a possibility that we could get down to something like that, but I just think there's too much demand in the market. I know a lot of people don't feel the same as I do, but there's just so much demand. And with Donald Trump's, policies, business favorable policies and crypto favorable policies coming to the market, I just don't see any scenario where there's not going to be an increase in the overall spot demand for Bitcoin. And that force is a lot stronger than the small group of paper-handed, unconvicted speculators that are in the market currently that are, questioning their positions. This retracement thus far is peanuts. Peanuts. Yeah, 15%. Half of what we usually expect. And the largest retracement that we had was probably this one thus far in the cycle. This one was pretty good too. 20%. 30%. So we already had a 30% correction this cycle. That's good. That's what we expect. But let's turn alpha numerics on and let's take a look at some of the bullish things that we're looking at. So the 7 here, which is the blue line, is curling up for a bullish cross over the 30 and the 50. The 50, we closed above the 50. That's kind of your bias line for the alphanumetrics indicator. If price is climbing above the 50, it's usually indicating that we're in kind of a stronger trend. You can see that the last time we got above the 50 was right here. And that's also where we got the bullish cross. Sorry, not the 50, the 30. Once we got above the 30, we also had the bullish cross, and that carried forwards basically until we had this large retracement right here. So we've recovered. We're back up above it. And there must be so many bulls watching me right now because we're actually taking off and moving up right now. This is a really significant line. If we can continue price above the 30, that's going to drag up the 7. That's going to bring our bullish cross in, and it's going to bring our moving averages back into bullish alignment. This, for those who don't know, let's actually turn price off for a second. There used to be a button that you could just press. Bullish alignment and bearish alignment. We're going to do some real macro stuff right now. Let's go to the bear market, talk about bearish alignment. Bearish alignment is when you have any moving average array that you want to use. We use alphanumetrics, which is the 7, the 30, and the 50. But it could be anything. It can be the 10, the 20, the 30. It can be the 50, the 100, the 200, whatever you want to use. It's just a matter of how frequent the signals come in. But in a bear market, your moving average array will be in what's called bearish alignment, meaning that the slow moving average is going to be on top and the fast moving average is going to be on the bottom. So in this case, we have the 50, we have the 30, and we have the 7 in bearish alignment to the downside. Then over here, it was pretty much the 7, the 30, and the 50 the whole way up. It was in bullish alignment. And what we're looking to do right now is we're looking to flip that back because we had the signal line, the blue line crossed below and gave us a bearish signal. We're now looking to cross that back and remain in that bullish alignment. When your moving average array is in bullish alignment, it means that there's a lot of momentum. It means that there's a lot of demand in the market. And there's really not a lot that you need to worry about. There's no actionable events that you need to take, or there's no actions that you need to take in terms of portfolio reallocation or reduction of positions or anything like that when we're in bullish alignment. At least that's how I trade. We like to use the moving averages here on the channel. And we also use the SAR, this green line, this green wave rather. And the wave is still green. The wave is still green. I like that this wave is really defending us right now because that bias would now currently flip at $91,000. If we do, which is, the lower end of this consolidation, if we break below $91,000, that's not a very good sign. And we would have to kind of hedge into a cash position and, maybe even look for shorts at that point. But it hasn't happened yet. The wave is still green. The wave being green means we're in a bull market. Let's catch up with the chat here. Oh, it seems that I'm dropping frames. How's everything looking? It looks like I have good bit rate, but I am dropping frames apparently. Let me know if it's too shitty to watch. Calls on Gari Network, we can take a look. Long time no see. What if it wicks down to 91, breaking the SAR and alphanumetrics when you're considering the bull market over and getting out of your positions? That's a really good question, Battered and Bruised. Would I personally consider the bull market to be over? Me personally, no. I wouldn't consider it to be over. However, it's part of the strategy that we have to follow. Us as traders, you have different buckets of capital. I have my HODL. I don't touch it at all. It's not trade. It's Bitcoin, and I hold it. Cycle to cycle, bull market, bear market, it doesn't fucking move. I don't touch it. That's one bucket of capital. You have another bucket of capital where you're going to trade the cycles, right? So you're going to look for those significant swings in the market where you're allocating to either dollars or whatever currency you choose to hold or to Bitcoin. And then you have your small capital for high frequency trading. And for me, that's mostly attached to the bots at this point. So we're using the bots for a lot of that. Now the free Bitcoin trading bots that you guys can sign up to for free if you're interested. Links below. But yeah, so to answer your question, one of those buckets of capital would be turned into a cash position until we could get back up and break above the high of this consolidation, which means that we would become a buyer at $108,000. So if we wicked down, hit 91, we're out. We're in cash for a portion of our portfolio. We're waiting to see what happens next. And if it does reverse at that point, hey, you know, that's trading, man. You're not going to win them all, but we'll be a participant again at 108 and we'll be riding it to $250,000. So it's not that big of a deal. But my personal opinion would disagree with the technical action that I would be required to take. This is what a lot of traders get wrong, is they take their personal opinion and they use it to manipulate their strategy. Don't do that. If you have a strategy, follow the fucking strategy. Because you can feel so much better knowing that you have a plan, regardless of whether you're going up, down, or sideways. You have a plan. When you attach personal opinion and personal bias, you're effectively running without a plan. Nobody can predict the future. Nobody can predict what the buying and selling of these monkey bananas is going to be like. So, you know, following the strategy and knowing what it means for you. If the market shakes, if the market puts itself in a position where you don't like what the strategy is telling you to do, too fucking bad. I mean, you know, look for different strategies, but this is a strategy that we've been following for a very, very long time. This is one that's been highly successful for us, and I follow it. Happy honey days. Thoughts on dog go to moon? It'll go up. We'll take a closer look as the stream continues. You know, we focus heavily on Bitcoin. We'll take a look at the overall market. We'll take a look at a few altcoins and see how the rotation is doing, and then we'll talk the degen garbage. Do you think the OG flash crash has stopped because of the implementation of the ETFs? No. Wall Street's not your friend. Don't fall into the trap. Wall Street is not your friend. If anything, I'm in the camp that we see larger retracements. If in prior cycles we've seen 30 to 40% retracement, or 30% retracements in a bull market and 80% retracements in a bear market, don't think that it's not a possibility to see 40% retracements in a bull market and 90% retracements in a bear market. Wall Street is not your fucking friend at all. Do not trust them. Do not fall into the trap of stability. This is not a stable asset. As the institutions gather more and more Bitcoin, guess what? There's less of it out there to trade. When there's less supply out there to trade, does volatility increase or decrease? It increases. So if the volatility increases, yes, you get the crazy numbers to the upside, but you also get the crazy numbers to the downside. There is no stability being added to Bitcoin because of the ETFs. If the ETFs are actually doing what they're saying they're doing, they're contributing to the supply shock, which will contribute more to volatility than we've seen in the past. Because in the past, the big players were the centralized exchanges. And what's the number one product of a centralized exchange? Derivatives contracts, paper Bitcoin. So if the spot ETFs are actually holding true to what they're saying, they are going to increase volatility, not decrease it. That's my opinion anyways. Easier to manipulate. I don't usually call manipulation. I don't play the manipulation game. I don't call manipulation. A lot of people think that the market is manipulated. It's very hard. Bitcoin is the 7th largest asset in the world, period. In the whole fucking world. It's the 7th largest asset. Yeah, that's a lot of coercion to actually manipulate. And when you talk about manipulation, there are other people that are going to counter trade that manipulation. I full stop just don't believe in manipulation. I think everybody is trying to do the exact same thing, and everybody is trying to make the most amount of money that they possibly can. And people that have one strategy will be counter traded with another strategy. And the bigger you are, the more you're watched, the more you're being counter traded. I just don't believe that there is manipulation. That's my opinion. Let's take a look at what's going on here on the smaller time frames. Let's turn alphanumerics off. Yeah, it's a nice little recovery. How we doing on Bang Box here? Back in the green on Bang Box, about to hit our first TP. Bang Box has been doing well. We got an account recovery at this point. So we had a nasty, just a holiday season of really bad Bang Box trades. It seems as though that trend is reversing and the market conditions are shifting back in favor of Bang Box. So if you had it turned off for a while, you know, not financial advice, maybe turn it back on, but just make sure that you allocate accordingly. You should make sure that you can handle the volatility. Bang Box is a very, very volatile strategy. It's a very aggressive strategy. So if you aren't mentally prepared for that kind of aggression, reduce your allocation so that your position size is smaller. Let's take a look at what's going on with Swingbox. Swingbox is doing great. Took a position here. We took our position here at 94.5, currently sitting at 98.8, and no sign of stopping, getting through a pretty significant resistance point, in my opinion. This is looking really good for the MRI. This is a fantastic trade so far. Currently sitting at over 45%, over 45% on MRI. And we got, I think, we got like 30% over the last couple Bang Box, I guess 20%. We got like 20% over the last couple Bang Box trades. So bots are looking good. Yeah, we'll take a look at the Ordinal space. But the TLDR, if you don't want to wait around for that, is Ordinals ain't going to do jack shit. Not yet. I've said it every time. Nothing's changed. It's not. There's a ranking of liquidity. Bitcoin is the DJ. If Bitcoin is doing well, Bitcoin gives permission for major alts to do well. Once the major alts are in, for the lower alts to do well. And once everything is doing well, it allows permission for degeneracy, meme coins, gambling, speculation, high frequency bullshit trading to also do well. And Ordinals fall under the category of extremely high speculative markets. It's probably the most speculative that you can be in this market is in the Ordinal space. Of course, that's where the largest returns have been. We've seen some incredible returns with Natcats, Sats. A lot of our plays have been multiple 100x plays. Natcats was 2500x. So, you know, if you want to play in that world, you got to like really subscribe to the fact that it's going to do everything all at once, and then it's going to do nothing for fucking months. Absolutely nothing for months. The best way to bring demand to those assets is price increase. So once the price starts increasing, it's just a flywheel effect where more and more people come and visit into that space. But yeah. Think Bcash will catch a bottom? I don't know. I don't trade fake Bitcoin. Just want to say thank you for what you and the team do at Black Box. I see some of the comments in the free Discord, and it blows my mind how people can complain about something free. Well, you know, I appreciate the comment. I appreciate the comment. There is fault on our side with how we presented Bang Box specifically, which is what we've changed a lot of how we present the MRI bot. Bang Box was always intended to be a super aggressive small part of your overall portfolio. But what a lot of our users ended up doing is they used it as a large part of their trading portfolio. And it's just too aggressive. Now, aggressive is good, but it's not good for your emotions. And so what people ended up doing is they were over allocated to Bang Box. They couldn't handle how aggressive this bot was. Big losses, big wins, just super volatile all over the map. And they would turn it off. They would turn it on at the top of a good favorable trend. And then it would start to really retrace and have a bad streak. You know, it has a good streak and a bad streak. and then they would turn it off at the bottom, and they were just getting too chopped up. So the easiest way to remedy that is to reduce allocation. We're going to change. Right now it has an allocation slider. Let's pull it up. Let's pull it up. Let's pull up Bangbox here. If you guys aren't already set up to this, like the person said in the comments, it's totally free, 100% free. Do your own research, come into the Discord, come and hang out. Come into the Discord quickly, by the way, because I'm going to make it harder. We have a problem with scammers because everything in the community is free. That also means the access to the Discord is free, which means scammers get in. Ignore all your DMs. It's not me. Ignore your DMs. We do all communications via the Discord itself. We have private chats in the Discord itself. We don't DM you ever. But this is a problem that we're going to have to fix. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually do the verification that's required in the Discord up front. So if you want easy access into the Discord, if you just want to come in now, check it out, hang out, chat, all of that stuff, get in now, because we're going to close the door and you're not going to be able to chat. You're not going to be able to see everything inside of the Discord. You're going to see a few things that will be pertinent to you being able to make a decision on how to verify, but you're going to need to verify to get in and chat and do anything. So if you want ease of access, do it now, because that is going to change. So yeah, when we set up bots, just to talk about the difference, let's create a new bot. I'll just, for fun, we'll do MRI. And you can see with MRI, we added this risk slider. This is what we should have done for Bangbox, but we didn't do. You can see that as you slide up the risk, it goes into the red, meaning that you're assuming a lot of risk. You're free to do so. If you're going to run this as a small portion of your portfolio, you can increase the risk. But if you're going to really go heavy on it, like if you're going to go really heavy, just 2%, that's like the number one rule of trading. Like when you're doing anything on your full trading account, you shouldn't experience more than a 2% loss. Now, this doesn't exist on Bangbox. When you take a look at Bangbox, it's an allocation slider. So to get the same sort of effect, you really want to go down to like 15% allocation. We're going to do all the math on that so that it'll be easier for you to make decisions. But yeah, if you're running it at 90%, you're taking the full losses, you're getting the full returns, but you're taking the full losses. So it can't be a major part of your overall portfolio. And that was our fault. That was a mistake that we made in the marketing of how it was presented, because we ran under a lot of assumptions that people were going to use it the same way we use it. And that's just not how people ended up using it. Anyways, I digress. Beautiful candle. This is a breakout, ladies and gentlemen. This is looking like the breakout. This is the breakout. Let's see what happens when we get above this level right here. Let's actually slide this up a little bit. This is an important level, especially on the daily, but this is looking strong. This is a strong daily candle. We had 2 indecision dojis the last 2 days. This is looking like continuation for me, which is what we said in the private group. If you guys were in, I think I posted it. Let me slide that on over here so you guys can see. Posted here in Bitcoin. Watching for a close above this blue box of resistance. If I was to guess, I think we break out above this in the next day, 1 to 3 days. And it looks like that's playing out. This was yesterday. So right on time, right on schedule with what I assumed would happen. Exactly as predicted. As Carl the Moon would say. Can you set the leverage on the bot? No, leverage is pointless. Don't worry about leverage. Leverage is a trap. Like, take it from me, somebody who shills affiliate links to derivatives exchanges. The way everything is marketed to you on those exchanges is marketed to you in a way that, in my opinion, is not the way that you should be thinking about anything. Leverage is a way for you to access a certain position size. I don't give a fuck about the leverage. We can run the bots at 120x leverage. and it wouldn't matter. We would set them up the exact same way so that if you take 2% risk, you take 2% risk. If you take 5% risk, you take 5% risk. Position size and risk is the only thing that matters. Leverage is a trap. Leverage is a temptation for you to use more money than you have, that is more money than you actually have, which is not how you should approach trading at all. So no, we're not going to change the leverage. We change the risk, because the risk and the position size is the important part of trading. All of our bots are going to run at 10x. Some might even run at 20x, but you're not going to use the full 10x. You're not going to use the full 20x. You're going to have mathematically calculated position sizes that just so happen to be running on a 10x leverage exchange. That's it. Leverage is pointless. Don't worry about it. Stream crashed for anyone else? I don't know. Am I still running? It looks like I'm running. Varying viewpoint, good morning. No apologies needed. Should be common sense that you don't leverage trade with your life savings. It's not life savings, but you know, we're in a bull market. It sucks to take cuts. Thoughts on track? All right, let's get, we've been doing a lot of yammering. Let's take a look at the market overview, because it seems that most people tuning in want to get to the goods. They want to get to the degen shit. So let's get the boring stuff out of the way. Let's take a look at the S&P. How we doing on the S&P? Uptrend. S&P's up only. It's always up only. Until we have a financial crisis, it's up only. The financial crisis hasn't happened yet, so we continue to climb to the upside on the S&P. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. Same story, different chart. Let's take a look at the DXY. How's the DXY doing? Oh, man. Man, is it good to be American. I'm not American, but if you are American, man, the dollar is climbing. The dollar is climbing. Which is interesting, because traditionally speaking, Bitcoin performs best under the retracements. But yeah, no, it's rallying. The dollar is gaining a lot of strength, which just means that all the other countries that are in this index are printing faster than the US is printing. So the US is printing whatever ungodly sum of fiat currency, the euro, the yen, all the other currencies, the Canadian dollar, the Australian dollar, they're just printing more. They're just printing faster. So they're weakening their currency. They're debasing their currency at a faster rate than what we're seeing here on the dollar. Google dollar milkshake theory, if you guys haven't already taken a look at that. This could be something that's kind of playing out right now. Dollar milkshake theory. Let's take a look at gold. Gold back above that resistance point, that support line, bounced off of the support, looking good. Gold's looking ready for continuation. Let's take a look at ETH. Let's take a look at my favorite chart, ETH BTC. We're getting close to a bottom. ETH for me is not the play this cycle, but I know that there's a lot of people who are trading ETH and want ETH to perform well. Those people are probably going to see some increases in ETH. But for me, the cycle play for a smart contract platform, far and away, without a doubt, 100%, nobody's going to be surprised, it's Solana. Solana has been the darling child. Solana, let's take a look at Sol BTC, because that's the chart that I care about. Sol BTC, just beautiful. Beautiful little bull flag here, getting ready to rip, getting ready to for nice little continuation. We're going to need a action trend line. So we'll probably do something like that. Once it gets above that trend line, it'll accelerate. It'll accelerate to the upside. Dollar pair already looking good. I think it's, did we see all-time highs there for this cycle? No, but getting close. Getting close. Getting close. Looking good. Traveling to Canada since it's cheaper. Yeah, it's definitely cheaper than the US. Oh yeah, Bitcoin dominance. Forgot to take a look at Bitcoin dominance. How could I forget about Bitcoin dominance? Yeah, we're getting close. We're getting close. We're seeing a rotation. We're seeing a rotation here. Let's see what Alpha Numerics has to say. Bearish cross just came in on the weekly on Alpha Numerics. Very good sign. That happened back here. And that was the beginning of an altcoin season. Obviously, it happens at the bottom, but that's bear market accumulation. Forget about it. It doesn't matter. But trend conclusion, looking good. Happened here, didn't really result in much. Happened here, we got a little altcoin season. Happened here from the most epic altcoin season that anybody has ever seen, and has basically set the precedent for expectations for altcoin season back in 2017. This altcoin season, if the trend continues, it's going to be the weakest altcoin season. It doesn't mean it's not going to be great. I mean, altcoin seasons are great. They're fantastic. They do, you see incredible things during the altcoin season. But the most powerful one happened in 2017. The second most powerful one happened in 2021. And I think the least significant altcoin season is going to happen in 2025. But altcoin seasons are altcoin seasons, and a 10 basis point move on this chart equates to a shit ton of altcoin gains. Green Star 4-hour MRI swing bot trade. No, it's already in a trade. So it's not going to take another trade. It's already in. The bot won't execute on another green star because it's already in. MSTR, yeah. I mean, it's just silly. Silly town. MSTR is just insane, man. Insane. Too crazy for me. It's interesting to watch. I mean, this thing's going to go well over $1,000, in my opinion. So if you are trading MSTR, it ain't over yet. Not yet. But it's looking good. All right. Is Alphanumetrics red wave confirmed at the weekly close? As soon as that level's hit, it changes on the chart at the weekly close, but as soon as that level's hit, it's done. It's considered confirmed. If it bounces off, it doesn't matter. The wave's turning red. Okay, let's get into some more degen stuff. Let's take a look at our 2025 bull list. Let's see what the winners are. What's popping? What's looking good? ARB has been setting up. Kind of liking ARB. Oh, we got a purple candle here on the weekly. Yeah, it's interesting. ETH is looking like it's getting ready. Arbitrum is looking like it's getting ready. We're seeing some ETH stuff set up. I'm still not going to buy ETH, but I can't buy everything. But yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good. I think we've approached a bottom here on Arbitrum Bitcoin. XRP hyped. I mean, all of Twitter, literally like every second tweet was about XRP when this top came in. I think it's going to require a little bit of cool down. So this will probably trade sideways for a bit if I was to guess, but looking good overall. All right, what everybody wants to look at. Track. What do I think of Track? Same thing. Same thing I've been saying for months. Ordinals aren't ready. Ordinals aren't ready. We're not going to see any significant moves in Ordinals until the market really has a lot of confidence. And right now, you look around, you go on Twitter, people are calling that was the top. You look at sentiment on YouTube, the price objectives are bearish or reasonable at best. The euphoria hasn't kicked in yet. When euphoria kicks in, this thing just fucking skyrockets. Just skyrockets. But until that occurs, it hasn't occurred and it won't occur. So we're down here at 63 cents and it's going to go lower. If anything, we're just going to go lower. We might go nowhere. I have no expectations whatsoever here for the price of Track. It's just going to do its thing until the market gains confidence again. When the market gains confidence, we will see all of the ordinals recover, but it's not happening. Not happening anytime soon. Ordi BTC sitting on a low of the support could begin to rally. If it rallies and breaks above, that could send a signal to the ordinals market that we're ready to rally. But we're still in accumulation here. We're still in accumulation in the ordinals market. Nothing's really ready to go. Tap has been seeing a few lovely days, but not really. Not really. We had a couple like exciting days in Tap, but it gave it all back. Ordinals is. Am I bullish on Ordinals? Yeah, super bullish on Ordinals. It doesn't mean that the price is going up. It just means that I think Ordinals will become a majority narrative again. But these are microcap shitcoins that don't fucking matter at all. They're garbage pieces of trash like every other altcoin. And you need the herd to like get tired of AI agents and move over here and then get into BRC20s and then move over here and talk about, smart contract platforms and then move over here to privacy coins. It's the same liquidity everywhere. It's just the same herd of people making money over here, then moving over here, then moving over there. So you just got to wait for the herd to come. XRP Army wants 10K. XRP Army is going to be poor forever. I feel onboarding new users to ETH and especially on Solana are a lot easier than onboarding new users onto BTC. Yeah, because people are greedy. Everybody comes to this market with greedy intentions. Everybody leaves this market understanding Bitcoin. But yeah, Bitcoin's never been the intro asset. People hear about Bitcoin. People Google Bitcoin. Then they learn about altcoins. Then they buy an altcoin. That's how they enter the market. So yeah. What else we got? Somebody was saying something. Let's pull up some Magic Eden. Let's take a look at how the Nat Cats are doing. Nat Cats have been doing okay. They had a little bit of a bump. See how our little kitty cats are doing. How them kitty cats doing? Yeah, we had a bump. We finally got out of this kind of 1 million sat range to 1.2 million sat range. Now came up to 2.4 million sats and now sitting pretty at 1.4 million sats in an accumulation range. So looking okay for our little kitty cats. But super long-term accumulation. Out of all of the Bitcoin NFT projects that are out there, I am most bullish on NatCats. Not financial advice. Do your own research. And that's not just me saying, that's not me just copping out of responsibility. I'm not going to do the research for you. Go and learn about UNATs, unique non-arbitrary tokens. Go learn about NatCats, which is what the first unique non-arbitrary token. Understand digital matter theory. Go and do your own research and then draw your own conclusions. Me personally, I think that this is the CryptoPunks of this cycle. Overtly bullish, maybe, but it holds a lot of similarities to what we saw. And I was around for the CryptoPunks. I didn't buy any CryptoPunks because I thought they were stupid and egg on my face, but it's a lot of the same similarities. It's a free mint. It was a new version. It was a new protocol standard. The community came out of nowhere. Nobody saw it coming. Nobody had it planned. The founder was just some dude who wanted to play with the brand new protocol. There's a lot of similarities with NatCats and CryptoPunks. Not saying it's that these things are going to get to 100K a piece like the CryptoPunks did. All I'm saying is that there's a lot of similarities, and I am particularly bullish on NatCats. The runes, on the other hand. Wait, what was somebody mentioned a rune, didn't they? Pretty sure somebody talked about a rune. Oh yeah, dog go to moon. Dog go to moon. Not doing much yet. And that's just a pure reflection of what we're seeing in the ordinal space as a whole. Ordinals, not ready yet. But they will. There will be a huge move to the ordinal space. Come on, Bitcoin. Come on, Biddy. We need a breakout. Digital matter theory. Write that down. Digital matter theory, baby. UNAT. 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 Learn about it. All right, how long have we been running here? About an hour. Let's see what fractal Bitcoin's doing. Fuck all. Yeah, I guess that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have much to talk about. The holidays were boring. I mean, in the crypto world, they were boring. But but I think that 2025 is going to melt your fucking face off. It's going to be really exciting. So I think we'll close it out there. So thank you all for joining in. I'm back in Bali now. You're not going to have to wait, a month for my next stream. More content coming down the pipe. If you aren't already subscribed, please subscribe, hit the like button, do all the things, come into the Discord, come and hang out while it's still easy to get into it. Sign up for blackbox.pro. It is just an email and a password, and you have a free account to blackbox.pro where you can get Bitcoin trading bots and access to the Discord, the premium side of the Discord server, where we're trading all of the setups. We're sharing the mint of Natcats, where we've done 2500x on. We got a lot of value in that Discord, and we give it all away for free. So if you guys aren't already in, go and check it out. 2025 is going to be a massive year. It's time to get bull run ready. So until next time, please trade safe. It is a jungle out there. Peace.